Hi everyone, this is Kyriakos, and this video is about the UAE and our experience there, because as you might have heard, we're getting licensed as well in the UAE. So I would like to make this video just for you to tell you some of the experiences we had so far, because the UAE is really a tricky destination and you can learn from our experiences. So the main thing that I've come across is the fact that there are many service providers in the UAE. Some of them are professionals, others are not, and of course the knowledge between them varies a lot. So before you commit to engage with anyone there in the UAE, make sure that they know what they're talking about, because of course Dubai especially is a place where everyone goes to make money. As such, there are quite a few cowboys there. So my number one advice is take your time before choosing the service provider for your work, because you could end up in troubles. For us, our experience, it took us, I think, 6 months just choosing from one service provider to the other, to the other, and to the other, because as we were asking specific questions about our regulated license and what have you, we were getting different answers, or we were not getting any answers as well. So take your time, do not waste any money. Take your time to choose the right service provider. This is very important. Something else relevant to this topic is, of course, the fact that there are many cowboys there in the UAE. When we say cowboys, we mean people who are not so professional and they pretend to be professional to provide you with services. So I want you to know, and this is the second point, that in the UAE, so as in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and what have you, actually it's in the entire Middle East, each company is allowed to do specific services. Unlike Cyprus or other European destinations, each company has a limitation to the services they can offer. In Cyprus, you can do anything with just a company. In the UAE or in Abu Dhabi or in Qatar, you need to stipulate within the given framework which services you are allowed to do, and only those services can be performed by that company. So when you're engaging with service providers, check them out, make sure that the services they will offer to you are authorized to provide you with these services. This is a hint, and you can catch lots of cowboys just from this small review of their license. Something else very important, which is the third thing, which we ran into in 3 occasions, but I was not feeling comfortable, and of course my team, my other shareholders were not feeling comfortable, was the notion that in the Middle East everything is prepaid. So you prepay and you wait for the service to be executed. This is all well and nice if the services are small, but what happens when we're dealing with, let's say in dollars, 100,000 worth of services? You cannot just wire them out and wait and pray that everything will be done. You need to somehow ring fence your spending and your exposure to service providers, whether that is the person who will open the company for you, the person who will get you the audit license or the EMI license, whether or not this will be the office space provider, and what have you. In the end, as I said earlier on, we ended up with a service provider who was comfortable splitting their tasks and hence their payments. So we have several audit engagements, a main one and subcategories of that main one, where based on the execution and the completion of each service, we wire the funds, of course in advance, but for each service, not for the entire package. We did the same with our office service provider, and now we're comfortable that if something goes totally wrong, we are not exposed. We are only exposed to party A for the office and to party B for a small part of the exercise, because we have not wired the entire amount, but only a fraction of the amount until that service is completed. And this is what lots of cowboys are doing, and that's why lots of people not only make money in Dubai, but also waste a lot of money in Dubai and get scammed because of this notion. So try to avoid paying everything in advance. Try to break down in installments the whole engagement fee. Now, some other pleasant things that we've noticed from our experience is, of course, that Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and I would expect the rest of the UAE, but we are not that exposed there yet, is that they're very organized with their laws, regulations, as well as the finding of information. So you don't really need service providers like ourselves to do certain tasks for you. If you have the time, effort, and you want to put the effort, and you have the energy, and you have the persistence, the local regulators are very responsive. They answer directly to emails. They're fast, to our surprise, and unlike the rest of the European regulators. So you can do it on your own. Of course, like all things in life, if you don't hire an expert, you're going to do mistakes. It's going to take you much longer. And of course, if your application is of a licensing matter, is not just a simple company in some offshore jurisdiction, but it's a vehicle for a banking license or a money institution license, electronic money institution license, or if it's an audit and assurance or what have you, then you need experts to avoid long delays and, of course, irrecoverable issues. So this is my golden nuggets for you guys. This is why you need to be careful when you're entering other jurisdictions, and I'm going to summarize it very quickly. So number one, be very careful in the selection of the service provider. Take as much time as you want. Number two, always remember there are cowboys there wanting to scam you and to take your money, so be very thoughtful of whom you engage with. Number three, not everyone can do anything there. Their license dictates what they can do and what they can't do. So make sure you review their license before you engage with them. Number four, don't commit to large deposits up front. Break down the engagement letter to the extent possible. If we did it, you can do it. If your service provider is not willing, then maybe you should consider changing them. And the last point, of course, is that the UAE is a very organized jurisdiction, neat and tidy. You can find all the information in English, and they have very fast and responsive regulators. So you don't really need us unless you have you don't really need us if you are experienced in the corporate world, if you have already established other companies as well, or of course, if you have dealt yourself with other local regulators. More information, check the link below, like and share our videos, and thank you for watching.